Hey, Yesterland fans, what's going on? Happy New Year. 2023 is right around the corner. So, thanks for stopping by, everyone. We're going to wait for a little bit, let people start hopping on here. Everybody so far that has commented or given me a thumbs up or commented on my Facebook or my Instagram, thank you very much. Happy New Year's again, guys, to all of you. And we'll get started here in a minute. Having a little early beverage here, a little old fashioned. Give it a couple more seconds here and we'll get started. I'm excited. I haven't done this in a while. This is awesome. It's been a cool minute since I've been able to get on and do a live stream. It's been a while since I've been able to make any videos or put anything out. Again, like I said in my short earlier this morning, unfortunately, I've taken, well, I should say, fortunately, I've taken a promotion and with what I'm doing now, but it's taking more of my time. So kind of sucks in that sense that I don't get to devote as much time anymore to, making videos and putting good stuff out. But, it is what it is. And I will do my best to try and get as much content out there as I can. I don't know if I'll be able to do weekly stuff anymore. I know my intro video to my channel says, weekly videos. Unfortunately, I'll probably have to redo that. This might be a once a month thing now, maybe twice a month. It's just, I've got a lot of stuff on my plate. But anyways, I don't want to dwell on that. I want to talk toys. I want to go talk about toys. Let's get to the top 10 of my pickups for the new year. Or for 2022, let's look at some speculations on what's going to be hot in 2023. And I hope it's a good year for everybody. I hope everybody has a safe and prosperous year coming. I hope the toy industry does good things for the toy market. I really do. Because the fans are waking up, right? Fans are waking up. Fans are not holding back. Content creators are not holding back. They're letting corporate America know what is wrong in the industry. And as we know, a lot of the independent, small mom and pop businesses are putting out the best content right now. And they're also putting on their platforms to promote their products. And they're putting out the best products. And the industry just needs to look to that and go, listen, we all started somewhere, right? We all started somewhere like that once before when we were small. And look where we got to today. There's no reason to reflect back on how it all started. And these mom and pop businesses that are doing that, for you guys need to realize it's okay to grow. It's okay to get big, but don't by any means lose touch of the reality of what the collector, the consumer, and the fan wants. Because once you start going down that path, there might not be any way of turning back. So hopefully, those smaller independent companies can, stay on that course of, being the good mom and pop type companies that are putting out great product, action figures, good content, things like that. So anyways, looks like I've got maybe one or two of you in here. I was kind of thinking maybe we'd get a little bit more, but I get it. It's New Year's Eve. A lot of people have a lot of things to do. I went with this 5 o'clock Central Standard Time thing because I didn't want to go too late, 6, 7 o'clock, because I figured people on the eastern side of the United States would be, getting ready, starting to head to parties and things like that. And then I figured, guys, Central, like in my time zone, they're not quite there yet. They might be able to devote, an hour, hour and a half, maybe a little bit less. We'll just see how long this goes. And then obviously the guys on the West Coast, they're 2 hours behind from 3 o'clock forward. They've got, some time to be able to, invest into the show. So, hey, looks like we got our first subscriber here in the channel, in the chat. Let's go ahead and bring him up now. T. Wayne, hey man, how's it going? Happy New Year, sir. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm going to be going over my top 10 pickups here in a few minutes. I didn't want to start too early and not have enough people in the chat room or anything like that. So, but we'll start here in a second. How are you doing today, man? And let me know what part of the U.S. or the world are you from right now, if you don't mind. Is it already New Year's is it already 2023, I should say, wherever you're at. So anyways, let's see here. T. Wayne is saying, do I have a vintage Chewbacca? Specifies which scale. If you're talking like the 12-inch Star Wars Chewbacca line, no, I don't. But I do have a couple vintage Chewbaccas in 3 3/4 inch. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started because I'm kind of putting all this together as we go. I didn't really put a script together. I didn't really put like a show guided outline like I have normally done on my other live streams and whatnot. But so going with my top 10 pickups. So this is my top 10 that I picked up from basically January 2022 through right now, December 2022. Now, some of this stuff is modern, some of it's vintage, but they're my pickups that I got this year. Some of this stuff's already been out for several months, if not years. And it's just some of the stuff that I was happy to pick up on or get throughout the year. So what are you saying here again? You are saying, do you collect Transformers? Unfortunately, I know it's going to sound bad being a vintage channel and all that. I've never done a Transformers review. Now, it's not that I don't like Transformers. I don't mind Transformers, but I've always been more prone to the GoBots. And I can tell you why. One, it's because Transformers when I was a kid were very, very expensive. And I think I had maybe one or two, and they were the smaller cars. They weren't the big figures. I think I had Bumblebee, and I might have had Starscream. I can't really remember. But I did have GoBots. I had several of them. I don't remember their names. I had a whole bunch of those. Those were obviously several dollars cheaper. So I'm kind of partial to those. And yeah. But I have nothing against Transformers. I loved the cartoon as a kid. I loved watching it. It was a fun cartoon to watch, watch those in sequence of between Transformers and GoBots and G.I. Joe and He-Man, and depending on what time of the day and the weekend when they came on. So I've always liked Transformers. Just never got into them and collected them because I didn't obviously have the money to as a child. And as an adult, I know they can fetch a real, real pretty penny finding the original stuff. But yeah, thanks for the question. So let's get into it. I'm going to go with my top 10 pickup. Like I said, it's going to be my top 10 pickup of the 2020 year. Nothing is in this 10 top 10 pickup line that is just exclusive for the 2020 year for them coming out. So it's a mixture across, let's see here, late 60s, early 70s, and 80s, and some 80s with a modern twist, and obviously modern action figures on. And then I have some honorary runner-ups. I got 4 that really needed to get in here, but I couldn't really give them a spot because these were some of the ones that I were looking forward to getting, or once I got them, they were just, astonishing for me to finally have them and all that. So I was really stoked to get them. But anyways, you're also saying that you collect Fortnite toys. Okay, so I'm assuming, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you between the ages of, say, like 13 and 15, or 12 and 15? Are you a grown adult that collects Fortnite toys? I actually think they're made very well personally, but they're not a line that I collect. And I tried to get my son into it because he does play the game. I wanted to see if he wanted to collect the toys, but he had no desire to collect Fortnite. So yeah, but cool. Are you a big collector of Fortnite toys? Do you collect them all, or do you collect only certain ones? Let me know. Anyways, let's get going with this. My number 10 top pickup for me this year would be my Colonel Steve Austin 12-inch action figure right here. Now, he is not complete. He is not complete. He was one of my first vintage figures that I picked up this year. He is pretty loose. He's not in the best shape, but he is an action figure that I was so excited to get this year. And for the life of me, I know this looks weird, but I can't seem to get his helmet on. So anyways, but yeah, Colonel Steve Austin. Now, his little pants here have lost the elastic in them. Even over the last year up on my shelf, I've noticed he's gotten a little loose here. So let me see if I could try and reposition him and set him up here to be working, looking pretty halfway decent. Poor guy's falling apart like he's got. I don't mess with him too much. Let's put it that way. I don't mess with this guy because he is loose, and like I said, his pants are falling down there. But yeah, this was an action figure toy that I always wanted as a kid. Okay, always wanted him as a kid. My brother had him. I have very, very vague memories of this guy, and I remember wanting to play with it, and for some reason, I remember my brother not allowing me to play with it. So obviously, that sparks that passion for me wanting him or wanting to play with him. So as an adult, I was fortunate to come up on a guy's original toy, and I believe he came from like the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, number 10, Colonel Steve Austin. Pretty cool 12-inch doll. Like I said, unfortunately, he's kind of fallen apart, but his bionic eye still works. Unfortunately, his arm, his mechanical arm, his bionic arm, I'm missing, or it's got the little window there. You can see his bionics in there are still there. But I don't have the spaceship or the rocket pod that he went in, if you will. So, yep, that's number 10, Colonel Steve Austin. I'll set him back over here off to the side. Mess with him in a little bit. What do we got here? You were saying, have you ever seen bosun heads? Yes, I have. I actually own bosun heads. Someone knows what I've got over here over my left shoulder. So, how do you know about bosun heads? Why don't you chime in and let me know? And what do you have? Someone's got a good, keen eye. This is a secondary passion of mine that I like. I almost thought about doing a video on my channel about bosun heads, and I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence right now, and I don't really want to talk about it on my live stream, but I'm on the fence if I'm going to keep them. I've got over 100 pieces. I've got a lot of money invested in these, and I've got some great, beautiful pieces that are wonderful pieces of art. And I'd hate to see them go, but yeah. Anyways, moving on. We're not going to talk about that. So, awesome question, though, whoever you are, Mr. T. Wayne. Let's see. Moving down the line. Let's go into number 9. Number 9, and I said this in a recent video not too long ago, is going to be my Cobra Con. One of my most favorite pieces. A buddy of mine had this piece when we were kids, and I always wanted him. I never got him in my He-Man line, so I was so stoked when I was fortunate to pick him up. And yeah, so awesome piece that I'm glad to have in my collection. Unfortunately, I missed out on the CamoCon exclusive that came out just a few weeks ago, and I was in line, the queue to purchase, and boom, I immediately got kicked out of the queue line and said, unfortunately, your payment didn't go through, which I've had very good luck before with Mattel Creations. I know my payment was current, nothing was expired, anything like that, and boom, I got kicked out of the queue on it. So that tells me there was some technical issues on their side. So anyways, on Mattel's side. So little bummed about it. And I'm hoping to pick one up here sometime in the 2023 year. So anyways, what'd you say here? My grandma collected them, but she moved back to South Carolina. Oh, okay, cool. Right on, man. Yeah, these little interesting kind of fun fact, and I don't want to talk too much about bosuns, but if we go that route, we go that route. If you know about bosuns, and maybe your grandma had it, there's a piece called the Kurd, and he's one of the Kurdish pieces, and my mother had this piece in our house when I was growing up, and as a kid, it moved all over the house, and my brother was fascinated by him. I was fascinated by as a kid, but I never thought in a million years I'd start collecting these things. And then fast forward to 2010-ish, maybe 2000. Yeah, I think it was about 2000 or 2009. I'm in a secondhand store, like a Goodwill, and I'm walking down like the plates and the arts and the porcelain aisles and all that, and boom, there's the Kurd sitting on the shelf, and he's in okay condition. He's got a couple chips and stuff like that. Well, that started it for me. That sparked a interest in me again from all those years ago as a kid, seeing that thing on the wall. And I knew my brother had collected them little by little over the course of, from the time I think he was a late teenager, in his early 20s. And I really didn't have any desire. I thought they were cool, but for some reason in 2009, it really sparked an interest in me. And then my brother and I, when we realized, oh man, you can find these things on eBay. So we started picking them up left and right. And this thing just turned into a big collection. And like I said, now I have over 100 pieces, and I've got some very, very rare pieces in my collection. As far rare as first production line pieces that are very, very hard to get, and some very, very, very rare pieces to find. You don't find them too much. I've seen them pop up on the secondary market, like on eBay here every once in a while, but I've got some beautiful plateware down here, some wall pieces that I've never seen them on eBay or anything like that. So, but that's the little backstory on the bosuns. If you all are interested in wanting to check that out sometime, let me know and I'll do a show on it. We'll do that. So moving on, number 9, CamoCon, one of my most favorite Mattel Masters of the Universe characters that I never got as a kid. Was fortunate to get him this year as an adult, and he was just a simple character, but he was so cool. I love the design. I love the snake feature. So just something about him, I don't know, got a special place in my heart. So, all right. So moving on, number 8. I think I'm going to go with number 8 on this anniversary Spider-Man that came out this year. This came out this year, and when I here's the backstory on this. I've from the beginning of this channel, from the start, I have always said I've never been a Hasbro Legends Marvel collector. I've never owned any pieces. My sons had a couple pieces, but that's about it. I, for one, have never, ever been a Marvel's collector. And I saw, when I saw this figure coming out, I was like, you know what? I like this Spider-Man. This Spider-Man, even though he looks nothing like the 1970s Amigo Spider-Man, but he has that, what I want to call the grown-up look, if you will, to the Spider-Man of the 80s. And yes, it's based off of his 60s design, but something about this Spider-Man, that head right there, if you check him out, he's got that classic mask with those black big outlined lines around his eyes. Something about this Spider-Man, man, just, I was like, man, I want him. He looks so damn cool, because there's so many different variations of Spider-Man out there. So many different, and they're all good. And I take this back. I've sold toys and collected toys for years, and I actually did pick up a couple of those Marvel Spider-Man pieces that had come out a few years ago, and it came with like the pizza slices, and there was Storm and Punisher. They were like the classic 80s retro style. I did have a couple of those. I never opened them. I held on to them for like investment, but then I ultimately sold them. So anyways, this guy here was such a cool piece that I really wanted to have in my collection. So I picked him up. So he's a really cool action figure. He's technically my first Marvel piece in my toy line. And quite frankly, he'll probably be my last. If I ever did pick up another piece, it would probably be like an Incredible Hulk, because Incredible Hulk was my second favorite Marvel character. So really like him. I think he's done really well. He's pinless. His lines match up. He's just a badass version of Spider-Man. Just really cool. So that's coming in at number 9. Moving on, let's go into the number 10 section, or correction, number 8 section. And now we're getting into some more modern stuff, or a little bit more modern, and we're going here with the Infantry Commando from the Valaverse action figure Action Force toy line. Anybody knows about Action Force knows where they come from, or if you don't, it comes from a company called Valaverse. They're back east, and the owner of the company, his name is Bobby Valla. He got rights to the Action Force line, which was G.I. Joe in Europe and overseas, and he was able to obtain that product, and he's licensed it. He's given it a little bit of a fresh upgrade, if you will, to it, and updated the storyline, and he's putting out some really bitchin' action figures. The best action figures for the value of your dollar, for the dollar amount of your value, however you want to look at it. He is putting out great stuff. Now, I don't want to get into like the biasism of, well, who's better, Valaverse or Classifieds, or G.I. Joe. Everybody has their preference. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Me personally, I collect both, but I collect more. Definitely collect more Action Force Valaverse stuff, because I think the value that the dollar amount that I'm spending on it, I'm getting more bang for my buck, if you will. And it's kind of hit and miss with the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified line. There's definitely cool pieces out there. I've got some here in my line. So, and I've got some honorary mentions that we'll mention here towards the end. So he's coming in at number 8, the Infantry Commando. Just a freaking bitchin' character, man. Just look at him. Look at the detail. Look at that camo, his pistol, the rifle. It's just the proportion size of him just looks like a shrunk down little, miniature military guy, right? Just the two-tone. Bobby takes good, he's got a keen eye to the detail and attention to the small stuff. So he's just putting out great stuff, and he's just making these characters pop, and they just look badass. They do have some of their flaws, I will say. There are some flaws to it, but I'm not going to get into the flaws. We're just going to get into my top 10 for this year's pickup. And right now, coming in at number 8 is the Infantry Commando. And yeah, he's just an awesome figure. And if you haven't seen my review on him, go up and check it out. Check it out after this live stream. He's a pretty cool. He's pretty damn cool. So we're drinking a little bit of old fashions tonight, ringing in the new year. All right, moving on. Let's get into it. Let's go number 7. Staying with the theme. But now we're shifting over to the classifieds line. G.I. Joe. Hands down, the best G.I. Joe classifieds action figure to date, in my opinion. Hands down. Even though I'm not too keen on their abdomen setup, I don't like lines. I hate lines. I hate pins. I can suck that up to deal with that he's pinless, setting aside his sleeve or his gloves here. Okay, his gloves. This is one badass action figure. Hasbro hit it out of the ballpark on this. He is a great action figure. He poses wonderful. He's got awesome accessories that, pay homage to his retro setup. The way it all is intertwined, the way the extra arrow that drops down in there, how it blends in, just an awesome design. And Hasbro, you did a very, very good job on it. So hands down, coming in number 8, very, very cool character, Storm Shadow. All right, moving along. Coming in at number 6, right? Let's see, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Coming in at number 6 is the Gator from the Mask toy line from the 80s. All right. For some of you younger guys watching this or catching this on the replay, this is Gator from the Mask line. He's not complete. Obviously, I'm missing the windshield. I'm missing the gun. I have a reproduction depth charger here, but everything works on this. And I'm missing his helmet. Actually, no, I'm not missing his helmet. His helmet's actually down in front. So I stand corrected. But anyways, excellent piece. I picked this up really, really inexpensively. I was kind of almost like, crap, does this have reproduction written on it? Meaning like the rubber tires and the stickers. And I've had it all looked at, and it's 100% authentic. So this was my first or second Mask toy that I owned as a kid. And this sucker went on several trips with me, camping trips I can remember. Played with this sucker out in the dirt for hours, making, mud puddles and pretending it was the lake for him to go, shooting across, going after Venom. So one of my most favorite characters of all time and vehicle And yeah, number coming in at number 6. So moving along, we're going to come in at what would my collection be without not having a Masters of the Universe piece in it? And it's coming in with the 40th anniversary He-Man. 40th anniversary He-Man. This was such a cool character to get, and it's been really hard for me to stomach and kind of hide the line action. Again, coming back to lines, his lines, even with getting his muscles in place and kind of putting them in place and whatnot, they just don't add up right. But setting aside He-Man on Battle Cat, the Revelations Battle Cat looks freaking outstanding. It is so freaking cool. The proportions, I think he looks way better than the Revelations He-Man. So I display him on my Revelations Battle Cat. But anyways, coming in, there he is. And he's got that classic He-Man face there. And this time around, he holds a sword in the back there. He's got that nice orange offset from the gray shield. And then he's got his tradition axe that has some damage to it, as you can tell. So very cool. 40th anniversary He-Man, displays, stands, overall, just screams He-Man. And as everybody knows, he's probably, the Masters of the Universe is my favorite line as a child growing up. So the 40th anniversary He-Man, my top 5, right? Is this 5? Yeah. No, top 4. This is my 4th best pickup of the year. So let me know what you think. Start dropping your comments there in the comment section and let me know what are your top 10. What were your pickups? They don't have to be top 10. They could be anything. What were your best pickups of the year? All right, moving on. This is a tough one. This is a really, really, really tough one because I have the most respect for this individual. He is a fellow content creator out on YouTube. He has a wonderful channel. His name is Tony Roberts with Analog Toys. He fought for his country. He was graciously gifted the design of an action figure being built for him. And he gets to now enter the Action Force world and storyline. And guess what? He's not my top 3, but he's coming up. And I just wanted to give you all a little hint there to see what was going on. But coming in at number 3 is Trigger from the Action Force line. Action Force really kind of took my top 10 this year, and I think it's going to continue to do that because it's the value of my dollar and what I'm getting. At the end of the day, hands down, even though Origins is still fairly decent for the price, hitting around $18, you're not going to get a better action figure. You're not going to get a better action figure with accessories. So Trigger in the Action Force line, hands down, my top number 3 pickup of the year. Fucking badass. Just check him out, man. Look at that freaking face sculpt. Look at that. So fucking badass. Such a badass character. He is so cool. The design. I look at him and I don't want to fuck with this dude. And he's just a toy. But he is so freaking cool, man. And Bobby, if you're listening or you catch this at some point, or anybody could pass it along, I know who a badass actor that would play this guy in your potential action force movie coming out. Look at what's his name? Michael Cutlass from The Walking Dead. I think he could be your trigger. What do you think? I think he could be your trigger. You get that beard growing out, get it colored maybe. I think you can get him going. So, yeah, pretty badass. So, yeah, trigger coming in number three. Now, I already hinted just a second ago on my top two. We're down to the two. And I think I'm going to bring him in now. And I'm going to bring in Tony Roberts from Analog Toys is an Action Force figure. And Tony absolutely nailed it with this guy. He's got his tattoo there. If you watch Analog Toys or 3POA, you will see his tattoos from time to time. This is Tony. This is what Tony has said numerous times is very, very, very close, very similar to how he dressed when he was in the British Army overseas, fighting for his country. And Tony, what an honor it must be to know every day that you've been made into an action figure. And that's got to be one of the most awesomest feelings to know that you're an action figure now. And you're in the Action Force world, right, forever. This can never go away. You can never be taken out of Action Force, the history of it. You are permanently in it and have a place in the Action Force universe. So to know that in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, that you are still going to be in that in that toy line and was an action figure has got to be one of the most best feelings to know. And what a great honor to be made into an action figure. And hey, man, hope to meet you someday. Hopefully I get to meet you at Joe Fest. So awesome figure. So Tony Roberts, Desert Rat, a.k.a. Desert Rat, in the Action Force toy line from Bobby Valla and the Valaverse team, coming in at number two. Number two. I really wanted you to be number one, Tony. Big fan of your channel. Love what you're doing. But unfortunately, just couldn't make it happen, man. Just couldn't make it happen because taking the number one spot. And I knew the day I saw this line being made, I kicked myself in the ass. I never jumped on it. I didn't get it back then in the first series, but I got it now. And that is dun, 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 the Swarm. Hands down, my number one best pickup action figure of 2022. Best action figure pickup of 2022, hands down. So stoked that I got him. I was so excited when Bobby re-released these. And I don't care if he's first gen. I really don't. I got the Swarm pack going on here. He is just a badass action figure. The concept, the design, I don't know if I'll get more of these, but just having one for now is so cool. So cool. The way you can accessorize this guy is so badass. And he's just freaking mean looking, man. Just looks like he's unstoppable. So, hands down, number one all-time pickup for 2022 for me is the Swarm from the Action Force Valaverse line. And I know I'm going to get hatred on this. Folks are going to be like, oh, you're just kissing, Valaverse's butt so you can probably get free content or free product. That's not the case. It's not the case at all. All right. So what would a top 10 be without having honorable mentions? And this was hard. This was really, really hard to do. I really, 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 really wanted to have these 4 in my line. And believe it or not, 3 of them are G.I. Joe classified. So don't come at me sideways on this video somewhere down the line going, oh, you didn't even have G.I. Joe classifieds in there. You guys suck. You're just a Valiverse, follower. And God, man, when I hear these guys talk this way in the group chats and in the comments of these, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. But anyways, I am not a classified hater, and I don't need to stand up for myself anyways, but I just like to, speak the truth, if you will. But coming in my top 5 honorary action figures that didn't make the top 10. And that's going to be a Cobra Trooper. Probably for bad guys, set aside Storm Shadow, an army builder coming in at number 4 is the Cobra Trooper figure. Number 4. Not a bad spot to be in honoraries, yeah? Not a bad spot. Awesome figure, badass, great accessories, classic G.I. Joe. Coming in, number 4. All right, coming in at number 3. Number 3. This was a tough one because I really had high hopes and ambitions for this guy. And I still love him. I still like him. But for some reason, I'm not falling in love with him. And this is Steel Brigade. I know I'm going to get a lot of fucking hate for it. We get a lot of fucking hate for it. What do you mean, dude? That's Steel Brigade. How can you not have love for him? I got love for him. I'm just not in love with him. And I don't know why. But he's cool. And I love the backstory on him. But when it comes down to the action figure side of him, and I said this in my Steel Brigade review, something about this vest throws me off, man. It makes him look fat. And I'm no one to talk. I'm a big guy, dude. I've got more extra pounds than anyone can, say. But I don't know, man. Just for some reason, I like him. He's cool. He's very, very cool. But I'm not in love with him like I am with Trigger and, Desert Rat and, the Scarab and, Sergeant Slaughter and, Tim Kennedy and all that stuff. Duster, all those guys, right? The Garrison. I mean, even the Garrison, he didn't even make my honorary. And I like him, but he's just not in there. Steel Brigade's just a little bit more ahead of him for me, in my opinion. But I know he's the front runner for a lot of Action Force fans. But for me, he's not there. But anyways, he's cool. Not going to lie. He's freaking hella cool. But all right, moving on. Number two, taking the spot. And the only reason he takes number two is because of his stupid backpack setup. And unfortunately, the damn bird. And that is Spirit. That is Spirit. Very cool character. I did a good, decent review on him, but I went back and forth on it. I love the design. It's classic Spirit. It doesn't get any better. You get some awesome accessories with this. I mean, there's no doubt. It is a very cool character. He is a great character. But there are flaws. That backpack and the rifle staying on, the sniper rifle, the bird, his different wings, and trying to keep him on the wrist. He's very top heavy. It's the only reason he didn't make it in. to my top 10. But I'm not saying he's not a badass character. I would have rather seen the red, it's kind of like the red flap that they had on the vintage one. I would like to seen that incorporated, but I get it. It gives Spirit an updated new twist. But he's badass. I'm not going to say I don't like him. It's just there are some imperfections in his accessories. So, anyways, but a great figure, great head sculpt, Spirit all day long. And then coming in at my number 4 top honorary mention that didn't make my top 10. And I love this guy, man. I really, really wanted him in there. I really, really did, because I was in love with this figure as a kid. But what drives me nuts, like I said, are lines and pins. Lines and pins. And I know I sound anal. I'm a 46-year-old man talking about, oh, it's just pins. That's how they got to put them together, blah, 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 blah. It's barbecue. I love this guy, man. I really, really do. But the pins are so noticeable on him, from his elbows, his forearm, his knees. But hands down, he's a very, very cool character. He almost is the 3 3/4 inch that I remember, just in 6-inch scale now. So, barbecue, I had such high hopes for you in my top 10. I really wanted you in there, but it is what it is. And what's funny is, out of my top 10, and being such a huge Motu fan collector, only 2 made it into the line. And though it's my favoriteest collection of all time, there are still better pieces out there. Still better pieces out there. So there he is, barbecue. Badass head sculpt. Screams classic vintage 80s, 3 3/4 inch. If you haven't got barbecue in your collection, man, you need to get him. He's well worth it. I would love to see a Blowtorch come out at some point. That was another favorite character of mine. Blowtorch. Hopefully we can get him somewhere down the line. All right, guys. So that's it, man. That's my top 10, my top 4 honorary. So going forward, I had a little special something set up. But what I want to do is temporarily, I am going to pause here for a second, because no, we don't need to pause. We could go a little bit longer. I wanted to do a live action figure review. And the other day, on my birthday, I got a package, and I, took a picture of it, posted it up on Instagram, and said, hey guys, look what Bobby Valla sent. What a wonderful birthday gift to get. And I got some private messages off of that. People are like, oh, so you are getting free stuff from Valaverse just so you can show it. That's the kickback that you and Valaverse must have, or Bobby have. And that's absolutely incorrect. So I stand corrected if I confused anybody with that picture posting. I did not get this stuff free from Bobby or Valaverse. I purchased it. It just so happened by the time he shipped it, it landed on my doorstep on my birthday, which was last Tuesday. So, yeah. If folks are going to be that freaking sensitive and just waiting to just nail me for every little quick thing that's an imperfection or possible untruth you think from your opinion, or I'm falsifying a statement, it's like, good Lord, guys, like, is that all you do, is sit around to wait to prove people wrong? Because if you do, then God, you must be miserable. You must be freaking miserable. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to build and review right now as we go. Let's get rid of that. We've got the Special Ops Gear Pack from Valaverse. All right. We've got the Special Ops Republic Guard. We're going to do a review on right now. I've got another Special Ops Republic Guard, because we have the security enforcement gear pack. So we're going to make 2 action figures out of 1 action figure design. So we're going to do that now. And we're going to accessorize these guys. So I'm going to kind of tilt the camera down for you guys so you can see this a little bit better. And yeah, let's get into this. So looking at it, let's do the weapons packs first. Those are the guards. Let's do the weapons pack because they're going to be the easiest, and then we'll do the figure. We go back up here for a second. We'll do the accessories packs, and then we'll jump right into the figures, and then we'll be able to put the accessories on the figures. So it'll make it a lot easier. So I'm going to tilt the camera back down here for a second so we can go over this. And we're going, like I said, we're going to do a live review. So check it out, man. We've got the Special Ops gear pack. Flipping it on the back, we got the typical picture card here of what you're getting in there. So you can see all the content that's inside there. We get the Action Force points. You know where to go. You can follow with social media. You can scan the barcode for more. We get that classic Valaverse drawn figure that almost kind of has like a watercolor feature to it in the design. So yeah, so that's on the Special Ops gear pack. And then the Security Enforcement gear pack, it's kind of the same setup. It's just in black mode with a different rifle, but you're still getting some of the basics there, and it's just in this different color scheme and whatnot. So yeah. Yep. So getting into it, we're going to look at it now. And I thought I had my knife on me, so I'm going to have to do this kind of gently. We'll pull that tape up for a second. I'm going to pull that off because it's not going to tear. Stick that over to the side, and we're going to open this up. Whoops. So right out of the box, we get 3 packs. We get the antenna for the radio. We get some flashes for our weapons. Looks like a small, a medium, and or small and 2 larges, it appears. And then we get our vest, our flak vest, and helmet set up here. And this is on the Special Ops set. Bobby introduced the new design where he upgraded it here in this new wave. Got the black vest there where it snaps together, and then we got all the pieces here, all the other pieces. We get the belt, the holster, the utility tool, all the different the mag setup. The mags do not come out on this one; they are fixed, as you can tell. There's the mag tool. I like the detail. He painted it silver, so we know we're working with the tool there. And there are the magazines. They do not come out. We got an AR-15 non-telescoping, but it is a telescoping stock. You can see the bolt there. And we got a nice little optic there on the side. And this looks to be classic either 223 or 308 model caliber. So that's pretty cool. We get the thigh holster that you can accessorize him with. We get a two-tone pistol there. And we get into the smalls. We've got the scarf. We got the optics for the helmet. We'll put those on now. All right. You can see the green dots there. We get an extra we get a magazine, right? Do we have one in the chest there? No chest there. But we do got a knife. Forgot to pull that off. We got a knife. It's just an all black knife for the vest. We got an extra magazine. Let's go ahead and put that into the rifle now. Make sure I got it the right way. This is the rifle. This is the right way. Yep. There we go. Got the magazine in. And then we got the ear pieces for the helmet, which I would have to pop those out, which is not hard. Just pull those off like so. Pop those bad boys in there. And these appear there we go. With these guys, I'm going to keep their earpieces on and their comms because I'm really looking at these guys to be more like stealth guys, if you will, right? These guys are more stealth, and I picture them only working at night, okay? Only working at night, so I'm going to make sure they're more set up for the night ops, if you will. All right. So there we go. We got that one there. That is our special ops gear pack. Again, special ops gear pack that we're doing. And we're going to go ahead and bust open one of our special ops Republic guards in all black. And we're going to accessorize him now. So let's get him on there. Dun-dun-dun. Yep. Right on, right on. And we got all these different pieces here. We got different hands we can use. We got the Caucasian face. And then we have the African-American face. And we got enough. Bobby had stated, kind of pop up here for a second. Bobby had stated we are going to get a weapon with this one, and he's been so gracious to throw in the, can't remember what you call that, but what is it? Does it say on the back? Nope, doesn't say. I can't remember what that gun is. Almost kind of reminds me of like a small MP5, but I'm sure it's 9mm for sure. But we get the African-American head on him. You get the black, different variations of hands. You got closed fist, open fist, medium fist. Do I need to show you any more? Those are pretty self-explanatory and simple. And then we get the action figure. So I'm going to do one of these up in Caucasian, and I'm going to do the other one up in African-American. So we're going to do Caucasian in the special ops gear. Basically looks like the blue ones and the green ones in the Republic Guards. I do notice right now off the top, look at this. They bend a little bit more. They're a little bit more bendable in the abdomen now. Design hasn't changed other than the pants look a little bit more ruffled, if you will. And don't need to hit them with heat. Bobby used to put those flyers. Valivers would put in those flyers. You know, you might need to warm them up with a hair dryer. And this is what I'm coming at, is because I've heard some of the other, toy reviewers and, guys doing picture work and stuff like that. Like, hey, he must be working with a different plastic or something like that because you're not having to apply as much heat or anything like that. Other than, I will say that right leg does seem a little bit stiff. And I don't want to put too much pressure on it and snap it. But bending at the knee seems to be fine. But bending below the knee, I'm not going to press it. I don't want to take the chance. And as always, guys, check it out. He throws in the stand. We get another stand as always. And I know you guys can't really see this right now. But let me tell you, between the weapons, well, actually just alone, okay, with the weapons pack and let me kind of pull this aside here. All right. The Republic Guard itself, you get two different heads, the action figures. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pieces for, like, what is this? Is this a $21.99 figure? I think he is. $21 bucks. $21 you're getting all that. For $21, you're not even getting that with a cheap classified, or I don't want to say cheap, a lower end classified. You're not even getting that. So for 21 bucks, man, it's not a bad freaking deal. And then I think the weapons packs are like $12.99 or $13.99. You can't go wrong, man. Can't go wrong. So let's get this guy accessorized. So I'm going to tilt the camera down here a little bit more here so we can build him. And I think I'm going to go with, do I want to do the scarf on this guy? No, I don't think I'm going to do the scarf on him. I think I'm going to leave the scarf off on, well, let's see. Do I want to? Yeah, let's give him the scarf. So we're going to pop the head off here. I'm going to drop the scarf on. All right. Pop the head back on. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's get the vest on first. So I see I only have one viewer in here right now. Don't know who it is. I don't know if you have chimed in or not. So let me kind of check in here and see if you have. Welcome to the show. If you're just joining, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you. We've just been talking my top 10 and top 4 honorable, and I'm doing kind of like a live action figure review on the Special Ops Republic Guard deployment series that just came out, and Bobby started shipping like less than a couple weeks ago. So kind of accessorizing my guys now, and I'm going to do one in Caucasian head, and I'm going to do one in African American. Whoops, I dropped his head. Apologize. All right, got him on. There he is so far. How he's looking with his chest and all that. All right, moving in. I think what we're going to do, we're going to get his thigh pouch on. So I'm going to take his legs off. Let's see here. I think I have to do it this way. Oh, I forgot how to do this. It's been a while since I've dismantled one of these. Don't want to pop them open here. Pop open his shirt. Trying to remember how we do this. Get the waist open. I got to get the belt on. Trying to remember how to do this. He is really a lot more flexible. I don't think you can do it this way. Can you? Oh, I guess you can. Can do it, right? No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, you can. Sorry, not. You can do it two different ways. You can slide it right up his boot line and thigh area and do it that way. I guess that's probably the more quicker way of doing this. There we go. Do it that way. as far as the abdomen, I'm kind of confused here. I can't get his abdomen off to get his belt on, and I don't remember how to do that. So I think what I'm going to have to do is take the head off. God dang. There we go. Let's see here. So now we're getting the belt on here. There we go. We got the belt on. So now we can put the abdomen back on. Abdomen's back on. We can put the scarf back on. Well, again, let's put the chest. Let's put the backpack on, or correction, the flak vest on first. Make sure he's in there like so. Well, I'm starting to already kind of see an issue with this design that he changed to put the get it to snap, and if you don't get it just right, it doesn't really close well. And then I noticed the radio on the back of the vest pops off pretty easily. And I don't know if that's a design to make it look like when he goes down, his accessories are kind of laying amuck, if you will. That makes sense. All right, we're going to get the scarf on now. Put the head back on. All right, head's back on. Again, that radio has come off. I don't know. Maybe it was glued, and I kind of messed it up. All right. There we have it. All right, so he is getting accessorized here now. Let's get that pistol. Let's get the pistol in the holster here. All right, got that in there, locked and loaded. And then, again, with that damn vest not wanting to really snap in there. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. Why these rubber, they have like a little oversized piece that's supposed to kind of like tweak and pop through and kind of hold them there, but it's not really doing it. So I'm going to have to play with that a little bit more. Again, there goes the little radio on the back. I have to figure out, were those glued in? They kind of almost look like they were glued. Mine might have popped off. It's wanting to pop out of the little holding area. All right, so we got that. Let's get his helmet on. There we go. We've got his helmet on with this ops. And we're going to need to change out the left hand for holding the barrel, if you will, because he is going to be right-handed. We'll get that left hand in there now. There we go. We're going to take the AR-15, put that bad boy in his arm or in his hand here. Put that trigger finger inside the trigger well. We're going to come up. I want him holding this rifle like so. And do we want to go kneeling? Do we want to go kneeling here? Let's see how he looks kneeling. No, I don't like him kneeling. It doesn't look right. Let's bring him back up. Whoops. What fell off? Excuse me, guys. Oh, the little accessory rail for his, like if he had a scopes. That is a very tiny piece, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave that off. All right. So there we have it. This is our Special Ops Republic Guard with the Special Ops gear pack. Pretty damn cool. So we're going to go ahead and set him on his pegs now. There we have it, guys. Check them out. Republic Ops Guard accessorized with the Special Ops gear pack. Overall, yes, there's some flaws here. I'm not too keen on what's going on with the backpack or with the flak vest, if you will. That setup there, not too fond of that. I don't know. I get why we have to go, why he has to use it. I just don't know if that's going to work, man. Tell me if you guys are having pieces like that pop in and out on yours. Like mine is like I'm having to do everything in my power to like push it through and kind of wiggle it around to get it to lock, and it's not really locking. So, but he's ready. He's ready for a special mission. I will say that he's ready. He's ready to get in there. So there we have it. Special Ops with Special Ops gear pack. Now, I'm going to take the rest of this stuff. Oh, let's put a flash suppression. Let's put a flash on this guy on the front end of that barrel. Well, no, he's not shooting. He's posing. So we're not going to do that. All right. But I'm going to put all his pieces back for this guy in here. All right. And then we are going to build the other ops guy. So let's build him now. Let's build the other Republic Guard with the Security Enforcement gear pack. So here's our guard, our stand. Throw all those extra bags in there. Don't throw your bags away, guys. Save onto your bags. All right. So kind of the same setup. We get a stand. You get the African American head, the different weapons. This time around, this one, I don't know if it's what rifle it comes. Oh yeah, it comes with a different like two-tone rifle. But I kind of think I'm gonna go with the small. I think I'm gonna go with the small, like 9mm caliber type pistol. So there we go. Same head, doop doop, Caucasian head. But right now, let's just go ahead and pop him off. Let's go Caucasian because I'm gonna make him Caucasian. Well, we're going to keep that one off for a second because I'm going to have to accessorize him anyways. So let's move him over here to the side. Let's get into the gear pack. All right. Got the flashes, got more muzzle flashes there. All right. We got that that vest again, that same kind of setup. You know, off the figure, they pop in, it appears to be. No, see, even off the figure, it's kind of a weird design, man. Bobby, I don't know if you're getting feedback on this, dude. It's good stuff, but I don't know, man. These little pieces are like not really getting through the hole very well to hold this vest on. So if you got a better way of explaining this and making sure this stays on every time, just trying to wiggle it around and get it to work. I mean, I got it on there, but how do I get that on without popping everything off? So yeah. Get the gray helmet. I'm digging the gray helmet two-tone. Like I said, we're going African American on this, on the security enforcement guy I want to build. And we got the extra radio operated earpieces. We got our Black Ops optics. We got a two-tone colored green looking pistol. Now this is, I'm a little confused here. Why would we go green on this, Bobby? Can he explain? Can anybody explain why would we go green when we're going with the gray two-tone theme here? I guess maybe the green just kind of gives it a little bit more pop. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not the designer, so I didn't do it. Anyways, I already know what we're gonna have to do here, so I'm gonna have to take him off the abdomen here, off the ball joints. So let's get him off now. Almost kind of got to break that little seal to start. There we go. All right. Got him off, just like so. We're going to put the belt on. Get the belt on. We're going to accessorize them up. We're going to get the pistol in the holster now. Pistol's in there now. All right. Let's do the thigh, but let's do, well, his mags are over there, so let's do the thigh, I guess, on this side as well. Point the toe, push it up and over. Point the toe again, bring them up towards the thigh, kind of rotate them to the side, get them over the back side of the calf, slide it up, and just kind of maneuver it. It'll work itself up. Just slowly kind of move it up, spread it out, and you'll get it to pop over. Bam, just like so. Hey guys, since I'm not really talking about this stuff per se, let me know in the comments, what did you think about my channel this year? What were the pros and cons of my channel that you agreed with and disagreed with it? What was the best video that I did for you or for the fans? And what was the worst video I did? What were some of the best video times that you had with me? And what were some of the worst, I guess? Kind of answers the same question. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to see different or me to do different on this channel? Let me tell you, man, getting into this was so much fun. It was such a stress reliever for me outside of the work that I do. And it was so fun. It is so fun to continue to do this. And again, I really want to get back to doing more videos. I might not be able to do weekly stuff, but I'm gonna do my best to bring the best content that I can. And yeah. So I've had a great time. I appreciate all my fans that have subscribed and leave awesome comments. And even for you guys that are kind of pains in my butt, that constantly complain and leave me comments on saying, "Oh, you're just kissing butt," because you love, Valaverse, or I mean, you guys really don't hit me that hard with Masters of the Universe stuff, but man, when it comes to this stuff between Valaverse and Classifieds, you guys complain like no tomorrow, which kind of freaking baffles me. You know what I mean? Why you guys, why fans are so like, you cannot like both. You're not allowed to like both. It's morally wrong and unethical to like both. Go fuck off. That's what I have to say to you guys. Because I'm going to like both. I'm going to interact both of them into my lines. And in my opinion, I'm like a big giant kid here playing with my G.I. Joes that I did when I was 5, 6, 7, and 8 years old, all the way up to I was probably about 10 when I kind of really stopped playing with Joes, 10, 11. And then by the time I was hitting 12, 13, I had other interests of the female nature, if you will. So didn't want to be caught playing with toys, but now that I'm 46, I can really care less. This is what I find enjoyable. This is what makes me happy. This is what allows me to come home and think about my next videos, what I want to create, even if it's been done a bazillion other times. I just want to put my twist or my variation to it. And Bobby, again, I'm saying, dude, this design here, I'm sorry, man. I love you. I love your product. I love what you stand for. I love what you're doing, but we got to come up with a better design. Got to come up with a better design. This is not working for me. I don't know why. Either I'm an absolute moron and don't know what I'm doing and can't seem to get these guys to pop in there, or it's a horrible design. One of the two that we got to go back and we got to redesign here. All right. So I'm having the damnedest time trying to get that sucker to stay locked in there. So anybody can help me out? Help me out. Anyways, get a 2-tone knife there. Great grip. Black blade. Get a little pack on the front of the chest. Could be a medicine pack. Get the radio again, just like in the special deployment, or is it what is it? Special ops pack. Let's see here. We're gonna put the bandana on the top. Again, I'm going with African American on this variation and build. Let's see here. There we go. He's on. Bada boom, bada bang. Now, I'm leaving the antennas off on the comms because I just don't want to take the chance of losing those guys. So, popping the earmuff things off to the side. We're going to get the electronic setup on here and ready to go. Let's make him since I want to keep it separate and different, we're going to make him a right ear comm communicator. He prefers this stuff on his right side. This guy here. The other guy's comms are on the left. Whoops. Again, dropping stuff. Hold on a sec. My big old fat fingers. And let's get him set up here. Get his headpiece on like so. All right. Gonna get his. Whoops. I went the wrong holes. My bad. All right. So getting his headpiece set up here. His comms on. And where's his little night ops popped off over here to the side. Again, I don't see these being kids' toys by any means. By any means. These are definitely not kids' toys. These are full 100% adult toys. See, do I like this rifle in here? We like this rifle. We want to go with the small tactical 9mm. think I'm digging this guy. I'm digging this guy better. Digging this guy much, much better. Digging him much better. So, just for purposes, for displaying. All right. We're going to pop him down in there. Pop him down in there. And we're good to go. Check them out, man. Heck yeah. These guys are badass. Badass figures, man. Special Ops, Republic Guard with the Security Enforcement Pack. Check them out. That's pretty cool, man. Very, very, very cool. Very cool. Loving it, digging it. Badass character. And the Special Ops gear pack with the Republic Guard. Check them out. Whoops. This guy. This guy. Pretty badass. Really cool. Check them out. Nice. Well, guys, we're at an hour and a half. I think I've gone long enough. You know what? It's been an awesome year for toys for me. I'm sure it's been an awesome year for toys for you guys. We went over my top 10. We did my honorable 4. We did a live action figure review. I went over the pros and cons. Quick recap. Not digging how the vests are just not popping, man. And they seem a little bit thinner. Correct me if I'm wrong. They seem a little bit thinner, but not digging it. But overall, it's not a deal breaker. These are badass characters to add to the toy line. I'm so excited to add them. Guys, it's been a wonderful year. I appreciate all my fans donating the time to watching my videos, following me, liking my pictures, liking my videos. It's just been a cool year, man. Try to find the positives in what's out there. Try to find what makes you happiness or makes your happiness. And at the end of the day, God bless you all. Happy New Year. Let's ring in 2023 together, and may all our dreams come true this year, and may the toy industry have a wonderful year with toys and releases on toys. And guys, as always, I'll see you in Yesterland. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you next year. Drive safe, be smart, don't drink and drive. Happy New Year.